Hello students, welcome back to this class. In our previous class, we took a look at the rules of extended family in the child development. In this class, we are going to be taking a look at the purpose of marriage. At the end of this class, you will be able to define the term marriage. You will be able to talk about some of the types of marriages that we have. You will also be able to list some of the terms that are related in marriage, and also you will also be able to explain and also look into some of the purposes of marriage. Let us first of all start by looking at the term marriage.
Marriage generally is known as a legal union or agreement between a man and a woman to become husband and wife. It is a binding contract between two parties that join together their possession, income, and lives. It is a legal and social commitment that two people make to share their lives and family responsibilities. Marriage generally is a kind of situation where two persons who are mentally, emotionally, financially, and otherwise ready to come together for the purpose of starting an institution that was established by God to begin to grow offspring or children. We will now look at types of marriage. There are three basic types of marriage found in Nigeria. They are the traditional/customary marriage, the religious marriage, and court marriage. The traditional/customary marriage is done in accordance to the rules, custom, and tradition of the land, which vary from place to place. It involves the families of the husband and wife, with the marriage ceremony done in the house of the girl and in some other culture with that of the man. The eldest member of the family normally conduct this type of marriage. The payment of bride price by the man makes the marriage legal. Gift items like kola nut, clothes, drinks, yam, palm oil, etc. are exchanged. And generally, the parents' agreement or consent for the marriage is always considered in the place of traditional marriage. Traditional marriage also allows a man to marry as many wives as he can cater for. We now look at the religious marriage. This type of marriage may be done by Christians in churches or by Muslims in mosques. Christian or church marriage is done according to Christian rules and regulations or laws written down in the Holy Bible. It is held in the churches and conducted by a clergyman or pastor. The couples take their marriage vows and exchange rings or Bible as a reminder of the vows and as a token of love. After the signing of the marriage register and the giving of the marriage certificate by the officiating minister, there is a short party called the reception, where guests are usually entertained with food, drinks, etc. Muslim marriage or Islamic marriage follows the laws of Islam as it is written in the Quran, and a man conducts the marriage ceremony in the mosque after the payment of the bride price or in the house of the bride's parent. Thereafter, the girl is given out by her parent or some close relatives, and the guests entertained with food and drinks. The Islamic law permits a man to marry up to 4 wives, provided he can cater for them and can divorce his wife on certain conditions. Court or statutory marriage. This is the type of marriage that is conducted at the marriage registry or court. It is meant for anybody, irrespective of his religious belief, who wishes to legalize his marriage. In this type of marriage, approval of the parent is not sought for. What matters is the agreement between the man and the woman getting married. The registrar of marriage will give 21 days of notice of the proposed marriage, inviting people who may be opposed to the marriage to state their reasons. If there are no persons who disagree with the marriage, the ceremony is conducted in the office of the registrar of marriage, called marriage registry, with government official conducting it. Wedding vows and ring are exchanged, and the marriage register or document is signed and guests entertained. Define the term marriage and list 3 types of marriages you know. There are other forms of marriage like the monogamy, where a man is allowed to marry just one wife, just the man and the wife. There are the polygamy, where a man is allowed to marry more than one wife. While the polyandry is a situation whereby a woman is also allowed to marry more than one husband. We have the polygyny. Polygyny is a situation whereby a man marry wives at the same time, married more than one wife, and the marriage is conducted at the same time, just like 4 women are being married out to a man at once. That's the type of marriage known as polygyny. We'll now look at terms related to marriage. The first one is incest. Incest generally is a type of relationship or intercourse, sexual intercourse that occur between family members. They could be brothers and sisters, they could be cousins, they could be nephew, niece, close relatives. Any of such sexual intercourse is known as incest, and it is generally condemned by almost all religion. There's no religion I think is supporting that type of relationship. We now look at the surrogate. The surrogate is a situation whereby a man lost his wife, and by tradition is asked to marry the sister of his own wife, which sometimes is practiced in some other tradition. While we have the levirate. The levirate is also a type of relationship that is also allowed in some tribe, where a woman lost the husband and is a kind of, by tradition, asked to marry the younger brother of his own husband. It's more like the opposite of the surrogate. The surrogate, in the situation of the surrogate, when the man lost the wife, the man is asked to marry the younger sister of his wife. Then in the levirate, the woman now is asked to marry the younger brother of his own husband. Then the homosexuality is the type of marriage where same sex, we're talking about a man making an intention to marry a man like him. More you will know, that is called a gay type of marriage, which is also not generally acceptable in some other part of the world, which also often can also be acceptable in the Western region. Then we now also have the infant betrothed. It's a situation whereby a particular family who have another family, maybe that one is having a girl and the other family is having a boy child. Both of the family will decide to say both of their children are going to get married when they eventually grow up, and then the family of the both will start exchanging gifts on behalf of their children before they eventually grow up to become men and women. Then we have the endogamy. Endogamy is a type of marriage that is allowed within a clan, a particular tribe, like as it were in the days of Israel, when the Israelites were told never to marry outside of Israel. They should marry within Israel. So an Israelite should marry an Israelite. So the type of marriage that is allowed within a clan, within a people of the same race. While the exogamy is a type of marriage that is allowed within a clan, meaning you can marry outside of your people. Then the other thing we're going to be looking at now is the purpose of marriage. One of the purpose of marriage, people marry because of security that marriage offer. People marry in order to express and grow in mutual love, so that they can also express what it's like to love someone and that person also love them back. That is one of it. Then the other one is that to sustain family name, tradition and inheritance. Some people marry because they want to have children or we carry the name of the family on, because the more you have children, it appears that person did not die. Then people also marry because of companionship. They derive psychological satisfaction, comfort, happiness from living together. People marry because they want to have a companion with someone. They want to feel satisfied being with someone. They want to be comfortable. They want to be happy. People also marry because they want to have legal or legitimate children. They don't want to have children out of wedlock and so on and so forth. So these are some of the purposes that people get to involve in the institution that was established by God known as marriage. Enumerate 5 purposes of marriage. For further study, please get a copy of PIC Global Comprehensive Religion and National Values Social Studies for Nigeria Junior Secondary School, Book 2. And this study was carried out on page 17 to 23 of this textbook. You can get that from the bookshop, UPSS Bookshop. Do this to study further. Thank you.
Back. I hope you enjoyed the class. During the course of the class, the term marriage was defined, the types of marriage was listed, and some of the terms that are related to marriage was also listed. We also were able to look at some of the purposes of marriage. This is all that we're going to treat in this lesson. In our next lesson, we'll be able to continue with another topic. I'll see you in my next class.